I've made a podcast.
You should try making a podcast. Have you not? No, well, that's the thing. Have you met? I've listened to that podcast. Everyone's making podcasts at the minute.
Everyone's making podcasts at the minute.
Hey, my name is Jay, Jenny, Jennifer, JJ, Jemima, R, Gray, JGrrey. I've got many names, but only one face. Today I sit in front of you as Jen, and yeah, I've always really struggled with how much I should tell people, how long I should let a conversation go on for, how much I should let somebody in. My professional life means that I'm always struggling with how much I should let people in, what I should tell people, what I shouldn't, what I should keep a secret, what I should deal with myself, what I should let other people in on. And I think the reason I've made this is mainly for myself, but with hopes that you listening find some solace. You're able to resonate with the things I say. I can take a walk with you. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe you're in bed, maybe you're on the bus, maybe you're at your nan's house. If so, sending my love. But yeah, I've essentially made this, I'd like to think of it as a soundscape, morning, noon and night, a day, we all share countless days, and it's something that all of us have in common. What our days are filled with makes our life ours. Come and spend a day with me. Today is morning. It's the morning part of the soundscape. Good morning. You don't have to listen to it in the morning. You can listen to it whenever you like, my love. I don't particularly mind. It's just the structure I've decided to go with. But I'm going to enjoy spending this time with you, just you, me, and Jen. I suppose to be able to sit here and talk with you about myself, I'd have to at least have some concept of who I am. And I suppose for you to have an opinion on who I am, you would have to know who you are. And if you're anything like me, who you are is something you struggle with. I remember saying earlier that I have many names but only one face. And all those different names, those different cloaks I wear, I think might be a coping mechanism. I suppose, similarly to you, I am some sort of shapeshifter. Who you are to your mother is different to who you are to your best friend, and who you are to your best friend is different to who you are to the bus driver, to the restaurant waiter, to the person you see at the cafe who you think is stunning. There's been so many different circumstances out of my control in my life that have significantly influenced how I perceive myself. And then I start to wonder how others might perceive me. And then it's just one massive head fuck of who am I?
So where did you grow up?
Grew up all over the place, really. I was born in Lambeth.
Yeah.
But I grew up in foster homes for the first part of my life.
I'm adopted myself.
Oh, so am I. No, what are the chances, man?
I know, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, so I went into care when I was...
This man then very kindly went on to tell me about his life and his process in care. Now, I'm not going to let you hear too much of that because obviously this was in a very private and confidential backseat Uber therapy session.
The first part of my life, I got adopted at about 6 as well, actually.
Yeah,
6, 7, yeah. Moved to Edgware. Went to school around there, and then my parents moved me to me and my half brother to like Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
Because the schools are better. Yeah.
I've never met my dad. My mum used to try and get in touch with me when I was younger, but I didn't. My mum used to send me sort of letters.
Yeah.
And I remember the name of the house, and I was like, oh, do you know what? She brought me into this world, so I still probably, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I owe something, maybe I don't.
he did one of them ancestry tests, and he's had a cousin reach out to him and say, yeah, try and reach out again, and or what?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
sometimes we've got, I don't know, when we're fostered or adopted, we've got this thing like, I don't know, we've always got this thing that's not dealt, we ain't dealt with everything in our life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I find. There's something like, I don't know,
it's always incomplete.
Yeah, we've got an incomplete thing. But maybe that's why we're stronger, we've got a bit tougher skin.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Well, not very good, but still.
You're a
About
bit.
the same.
You're a bit ill.
Yeah, I've been off for about 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just been to the doctors, been coming back from the doctors, actually. They can't do much for you when you do this, but, you know,
Yeah.
be done, all right?
Yeah. I have a question for you.
There are more questions than answers, I can tell you that.
That's it.
Always.
My question to you is,
Yeah.
if I were to say to you, explain to me very simply
Right.
what your method of making a cup of tea is, very simply,
All right.
how would you explain that to me?
My method to make a cup of tea. Well, okay, do you want the answer to be how you should make a cup of tea, ideally, or do you want it to be the way I make a cup of tea nearly all the time, I suppose?
Your way.
Right. My way, okay. Well, yeah, I was off record then initially, I'd say, in a way, like Elaine, you'd warm the cup up and all that with the boiling water. And then you'd...
One thing in a lot of people's lives that makes sense is their direct relation to their family, right? Or their parents. Everything else in the world doesn't need to have a rhyme or a reason or any logic, but they can look at their parents and make sense of it. People can always find closeness and understanding and reason and logic when looking at their parents. I don't really have that privilege. I can't relate to that. But my dad, who's a great man, a very peculiar, interesting, intelligent, well-rounded, excuse the pun, man who is, to me, obviously neurodivergent. He has taught me that there are small, tiny little things that we can control, that we can find closeness and understanding and warmth and control over, especially, and if you know me, you'll know this is true, especially when it comes down to making a cup of tea. I've never in my life met someone who can smell a cup of tea and know you've used too much sugar, or you've used the wrong milk, or you haven't let it brew for enough time. And it's quite ridiculous. But as I said, these small things that we can take control over allow us to have understanding, calmness, and ultimately some sort of control and logic.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. You okay?
Yes, I'm okay. How are you?
All right. You're showing teeth. What you up to today?
Today I'm going to be working on making some sort of podcast.
I see.
Auntie, come on. Pause here.
I am talking to her.
Have you got a cold, Mum?
No, I got a little bit of a...
Yeah, she has. She's got something similar to me, but not as bad as me.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So what you up to today?
Today I am making a podcast.
Ooh. I see.
About the tea. Yeah, so I think that's about it, really. How do you...
When you're younger,
you tend to look to your parents for identity, obviously, because initially you're assuming that everything they say is the truth. Everything they have an opinion on is the right opinion. When I was younger, my mum would say things to me like, I'm going to hear you on the radio one day. Or we'd be watching TV and she'd look at me and say, that's going to be you one day. And I think I heard her say it enough times that I started to believe her. But around the time that my career started taking off, she lost all of her identity due to Alzheimer's. She's forgetful, but not by nature, just because of Alzheimer's. I was performing to 18,000 people and playing Glastonbury and being printed in British Vogue, one of my mum's favourite magazines that we'd only ever get on special occasions. I wanted to turn to her and say, look, Mum, remember when you said I'd become this person? I've become her. But it was a bit too late because my mum was gone. She didn't exist in the same way she used to. And so I had a massive identity crisis in that I'd become someone for someone else, and then that someone else was gone. So again, it was just, why have I done this? If I haven't become this person for my mum, then who have I become it for? And who the fuck am I now that she's not there?